Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Karl Malone Show with my trusted sidekick, the assist man of basketball, Victor Brick.
I am the John Stockton of radio, Karl Malone.
Yes, with your mink hat on.
Black mink, my
brother. And he
brother.
only wear that black mink when it's something special because we got NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw in the house.
You're telling me with the cameras rolling on you, Karl Malone, because you have taken the city and the world of radio by storm.
Yes, L.A. in the Valley, 520-1150. Elsewhere, 888-522-1150. AirTouch Cellular, Star 1150. Also, KALL 910, Salt Lake City, Utah. Call us. Got a great show today.
A lot of love in Utah for you, Karl Malone, and all over the place. How about liftoff today with the newest American hero, John Glenn? Actually, he was an American hero for many, many years. Almost a rebirth at 77. He's in outer space.
And I'm jealous.
I'm
35 and I'm jealous. I wish I could be there. What an awesome sight. We was talking earlier. I don't think, when they talk about his age, and we talked about that one time on the show, I don't think they have anything to do with it. I do think a couple things. I know there were some people out there saying he shouldn't be going because he's taking some young astronaut who's paid his dues. I probably agree with that. I also agree that I don't really think they took it easy on him because when that much dollars at stake, when that many cameras are present, I think they put him through the ringers because there's always someone out there saying he shouldn't be going, and I think it was awesome. I missed it. That's what I want to do is watch that because I can see it replayed over and over, but I missed that, and, man, I was disappointed.
Goosebumps for America, goosebumps for the world, but that's a 9-day orbit. You got to be in hell of a shape to be in outer space for 9 days.
Well, I think just because he was 77 years old, I don't think he woke up every morning and ate his grape nuts and did all that. I think this guy have been there before. He know what it takes, and I think that he worked his behind off to get back there because there's a lot of people out there. When you're doing the things you want to do, jealous is not going to like it, and I think he's really stepped up to the table. And it's awesome. So I'll be watching that over and over tonight. I want to hear if he sound like I sound when I rode in my F-16 in Utah.
The pride of Ohio, John Glenn, a legend, a living legend, along with the rest of that crew. And Karl, NBA lockout talks in full effect, of course. There seems to be some kind of breakthrough because David Stern, the commissioner, is now talking about the magical phrase makeup games. And number one, would you play makeup games?
Well, of course, I'm not going to sit here and say no, under no circumstance will I play. But by you dangling a carrot out there in front of me and say you get the money back that you lost to play these 15 makeup games because it shouldn't have got to that point anyway, I wouldn't want to play. Just because, you lose $200,000 or $300,000 and he dangled that out there as a carrot because a lot of guys might say, hey, I'll play those games. I'm firm on that. I don't think I wouldn't play just because it's that. I wouldn't play those games because at that time of the year I'm focused, I'm headed in a direction, and I don't really think I want to play.
You can't recapture that original magic. That is very, very cool of you to do, Karl, but I believe the rest of the NBA players would fall into line and say, yeah, I want to make up my 16% that I've lost from losing the first month of the season.
Well, if you take a Shaquille O'Neal that got a lump sum payment because he's making, I forgot what he's making, $15 million, of course he'll play. And a lot of those other guys will. I'm just only telling you from Karl Malone perspective, I don't think I would play, but I'm a team player. I wouldn't do it for the money. That's not the carrot that need to be dangled there in front of me to make me play.
Inside stuff, what do you hear from your union representatives in New York City to you, Karl Malone?
Basically what's going on right now is still some posturing back and forth. And I think what's have been frustrating, not just for the players but the fans as well to some degree, is seems like progress is being made one day and then you take 2 or 3 days off. Oh, I might get with you on the weekend. It's like a chess game being played. So right now, as Commissioner Stern said, it's a skeleton of a deal, but no guts. Okay.
Well, the meat is the money. You agree now on basic principles. You now have to agree on money. And isn't that what's really held up the season? It's not basically principles. It's how much money the players earn from this incredible billion-dollar pie.
Well, the thing about it, the little thing was taken care of already. It's the big thing, which is the dollar amount that's been holding this whole thing up. I think it's ironic that they took off, wiped out the rest of the season all of a sudden yesterday and told everybody we're not having any November, which, unless you've been on a rock, you should know that already.
It seems to me a week to 10 days, this thing should be finished. Is that the gut feeling you're getting, Carl?
It's kind of a gut feeling I'm getting, and I tell you what, the teams that haven't been playing or practicing and thinking it was going to drag over into January could be in jeopardy. I was just reading an article today about Shaquille. He sent out letters to a lot of his players to get them to come in and work out. And when you when you start talking about winning a championship and doing those kind of things, I think he got 3 response.
Yeah, pretty much a piss-poor response from the Lakers concerning Shaquille's letter. If the captain of my squad is sending me a letter to work out, I don't care if I'm on Tahiti and I'm over in Bora Bora, I'm getting my butt back to Los Angeles because the captain, Shaq O'Neal, has said, hey, fellas, you want to win a title? And don't be sunbathing in Moorea.
Well, the thing about it is this thing could break open here really quick. And if you're not prepared for it, you can get caught up in it because it's those veteran teams, it's those guys that have been training on their own, know how to it's amazing because a lot of guys don't know how to train themselves. They got to have somebody over them all the time. You got to hire strength coaches from them, which is another expense that the owners have to pay to make guys work out when you should do it yourself. You got to have a desire to want to work out and motivate your own self.
Did you send a letter out, or did John Stockton send a letter out to the rest of the Jazz to work out together during the strike? Lockout.
Right. I wanted to correct you
Absolutely.
There. That Meek hat looking really good on you, too.
Thank you.
But anyway, we called each other on the phone, and we got every guy except we had 2 or 3 that didn't show up to say they had commitments, but a lot of guys showed up and worked out. So they're going to mean a lot too when this thing break open because it could happen very quickly, and people need to realize that too. Not that the hard feelings hadn't been already established, but it could break over really quick here.
Solidarity, so important. If a team wants the ring, if the team wants the jewelry, they better be ready to be pumped up and ready to play as you are, Carl, like today. What is your daily regime? I know you get up and you immediately hit the gym.
Well, I get up and I do about an hour and a half, 2 hours of weight training. I do about an hour cardio, and I do that twice a day. After the show, I go back and do the same thing. So I have my mind and focus on playing right now, even though we're not playing. So when that season do start, I can get in any kind of shape I want to, but you still got to get in the basketball conditioning. Once I do that, then I'm fine and I'm ready to go for the regular season. So my mind is set just like that right now.
The killing of all November games, though, Carl, I think this now plummets the once sacred NBA, which had never lost a game due to a lockout or a strike. The NBA is now on the same level, Carl, the same level of trust with baseball, football, and hockey. The basic truth is the professional leagues cannot be trusted. You have lost credibility amongst the fans, and you're going to have to work hard, just as you, Karl Malone, and the rest of your union, to recapture the fans.
Well, you need to realize this, though. I think right now those sports that you just called out got a leg up on the NBA. So if anything, if anybody should be thankful, those other sports is chomping at the bit every day. Keep them out long because their ratings and stuff is going through the roof. I'm not saying it's good for our expense, but I think it's good for those people to get their due respect, and they deserve everything too. We just want to get back and play ourselves.
The most shocking thing to me about this whole lockout is not the scraggly beard of David Stern, but David Stern once had this thing going on. David had the league generating millions and billions of dollars around the planet, and suddenly David Stern lets this league lapse into the rest of the professional leagues, like baseball, like football, like hockey, and now the NBA, once held on a pedestal for most fans, saying they'd never screw the fans. They love the fans. It's the fans' game. No. Suddenly, that perception of the NBA as sacred is over.
Well, the thing about it, he was making all the money, but he didn't want to share it with nobody.
It's all about the dinero, and if a fan is looking at sports through rose-colored glasses, the NBA says, you know what? It's all a corporation, unfortunately.
Benjamin's baby.
Yes. We're back here with Karl Malone in the house with Victor Brick on 520-1150 in the Valley, 888-522-1150, and star 1150 on your AirTouch Cellular on Extra Sports 1150 in KALL 910 Salt Lake City.
Beautifully done, mailman. Let me just say this is the ultimate audio pick and roll. As John Stockton feeds you on the pick and roll in the Utah Jazz for the last 13 years, creating the most incredible 1-2 combination in all of hoop. Now it's the Brick feeding the mailman. Brick to Malone. Automatic deuce.
I feel you. I need The Rock to score, though.
You need it, man.
I need it.
Not only do you score, but let me just say, you are relentless underneath. For you, 25 points, 12 rebounds a game is like you can just pencil it in every night. The hardest working man in the hoop business, Karl Malone. I am very disturbed, as you and I both were when we go through our session, our preparation. We love to go through the newspapers and see what's happening.
Newspaper? Yes.
How about, number one, the lesbian in northern Kentucky? She's thrown off the team because of her sexual orientation. How do you feel about that, Karl? Because to me, if I may just go on record, how do you throw people off a team for sexual orientation? You do that, half the LPGA would not be playing. They'd be in pitch and putt courses. Half the women's tennis tour, the professional tennis tour, is out of here. This is a very, very ugly precedent to set.
I think it's an ugly precedent to set, Vic, but what you have to realize, was it something detrimental to the team? Did someone just tell the coach that they assumed? Did an ex-lover comes up and say something? Was she hitting on a player in the locker room that caused disturbance on the team? What really happened? Unfortunately, we don't know anything that happened but what's in the newspaper. Now, we can have our take on that. If she was doing something detrimental to the team, if the coach trying to hold a meeting and then she say something about it, oh, God, I think you look good, kick her off. I'm just saying. Now, if it was just something else, I don't think that those are the terms to kick someone off there for doing that.
The flavor of the story is that she was not overt in her lesbianism where she's, hitting on the women in the locker room. No, it just seems that she destroyed the team chemistry. That is the quote. And Jamie Garner, the second leading scorer on the team, I mean, who cares how many points she scores a game? It's
11.6.
Yeah, it's meaningless in the grand scope of this, because I believe you can never, for a sexual orientation, throw that person off the team. Let's say it happened on your team, Karl. Let's say there was, a gay dude playing forward on the Utah Jazz. I'm not saying there's a gay dude playing forward on the Utah Jazz, but if there was, should he be thrown off the Jazz?
Okay, I think this right here. If he messes with Karl Malone, he's not going to live to be thrown off the team. Yeah. That's number one.
All right.
Secondly, I don't believe in getting into someone's personal life. Okay, but like I said, here's another thing. Back in the day, I didn't understand it, nor did I tolerate that. Growing up more, if that's your preference, fine. That's your thing. Don't confront me with it because I'll lose my mind really quick.
Karl Malone has made his stand, and I just say, Karl, this country is now embracing all kinds of lifestyles. I believe professional and college athletics should also grow up and accept the lifestyles of everyone. If it does not interfere with the team, and if the player can play their game, female, male, whatever, who cares if you're a lesbian? Who cares if you're a homosexual? Because let's face it, I am sure through professional sports, in football it's well documented. There's many gay football players. It's well documented. I'm sure in the NBA there's some gay hoopsters running around. You don't have to name names. But, I'm pretty sure there's some gay hoopsters out there.
Well, I'm sure it's gay everybody everywhere out there. It's some gay radio personalities. I'm not saying that you have to name those people out. No,
right.
But the thing about it is what you have to do as society is you have to do your thing, and you have to have respect for people no matter what. I'm not saying I agree with it or don't agree with it. You just have to respect the person. The only thing I say is if that's your preference, let it be yours. I don't think it's to be shared with anybody out about your love for someone else and all that. That's my opinion on that. That's my take on that.
To the Northern Kentucky basketball team, you see the Brick. Hey! Beat it, you freaks over there in Northern Kentucky, over in Covington. Unbelievable, Carl. What's going on? Now, you know, there is a gigantic story, a shocking story on Michael Jordan. We're going to talk about it on the other side of the border, Carl, but it has totally erupted the entire nation.
That's right. On 11 Sports Extra AM 1150 on your radio dial.
The Mailman Show.
Yes. And we have liftoff.
You're telling me on the Karl Malone Show with Victor Brick.
Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show, 520-1150 and 888-522-1150 and AirTouch Sailor Store 1150.
And don't forget, if you want to fax Karl Malone or the Brick, 818-845-0005. John Glenn, American hero. Where are the heroes in America? Carl, there's one aloft right now going into outer space.
And we just only want him to come back. He's a real hero.
He and the 6 others, they are tremendous. Of course, Extra Sports 1150 is on the streets. The Dodger RV in full effect from El Monte RV. And Chester, the Arista, is out there somewhere.
Getting free coupons.
Fully loaded.
To the streets.
Chester, the Arista on the Karl Malone Show. Chester.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Chester, what kind of coupons you have for us today?
I got six. I don't have.
Yes,
I don't have
you
any. No, I don't have the Yoshinoya coupons. See, I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
Come clean, Chester.
I got UCLA tickets today.
Okay, well, I want some of those.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't have those, man. You're an employee. You can't have these.
All righty, Chester. What do you got for us, Chester?
Okay, let me give you my location first. I'm in the city of Van Nuys at the corner of Van Nuys Boulevard and Oxnard Street in the Dodger RV from El Monte RV. Here's the deal. I got pairs of tickets to the UCLA Stanford game Saturday, October 31st at 3:30, so come on by and get them. Also, some more of those 40th anniversary Dodger Cups. I've got plenty of those, so come on by. Van Nuys and Oxnard, city of Van Nuys.
Thank you, Chester.
Chester.
Alrighty.
Also, Chester, how much of this stuff in the trunk of your car? We got to do a search on you. If any highway patrol out there, stop that man.
Man, you've only been here for a couple of days. You got me figured out already.
Thanks, Chet.
Alrighty.
Chester, the Arrester in Van Nuys and the Dodger RV. Go see Chet. He will hook you up. Speaking of the Dodgers, of course, legendary owner.
Yes.
Peter O'Malley, made the announcement
That he's
yesterday.
set to leave L.A.
Yes. This is an incredible story. This is the last, really, of the family ownership. Of course, when he sold it to Fox, that was the end, really, in baseball. Maybe there's a smattering of some family links right now, but the O'Malley family, legendary. And let's face it, he was the last link with the old Dodgers.
Well, you have to realize, though, Vic, when you talk about the amount of dollars that's being spent and what Fox paid for this team, it's going to be some wholesale changes. It's going to be some changes that's not going to be popular with people. And this guy here, I'm a young guy now, but obviously I've known that name and they've shown his face a million times over TV. But I think that's going to be a tough loss for the Dodgers when you connect families. But I think Fox is going to step in and do a wonderful job also.
What Fox, I believe, is doing, you can see it in effect, they are imbuing the Dodger organization with their stamp as well as the positive O'Malley values. They will also retain that and create an incredible Dodger product as we go into the next millennium.
With no beard or jeans on, of course.
I'll tell you, and I can't play for the Dodgers right now, Paul.
I don't think we can. No, we can't.
My back-in-the-day sideburns a la Connie Hawkins.
No, and my little holes in my jeans, we couldn't play there.
Mike in La Puente. Mike, say hello to Karl Malone.
Carl, you're the man. Hey,
Thanks, Mike.
you were talking about some of the guys you guys had called. Some of them didn't show up. They had other prior commitments. Was Ostertag one of them?
No, I would say Ostertag showed up some. He showed up
Good.
and worked and looked really good, and it was some guy that was pretty busy. It wasn't but I think 2 Jazz players that didn't come because they had commitments. Everybody else was there, and I was really impressed. Maybe 3.
Cool. Carl,
Yes.
outside of anybody in your family, you were talking to the biggest Karl Malone fan ever lived, buddy.
Well,
Let me tell you, I know all about you all the way back from Summerfield, buddy.
Well, thanks,
I
Mike.
worship you.
Thank
I have
you.
My whole house is dedicated to you. My kids love you.
I go to the games when you guys play here. Like, I'm from Salt Lake City. I live here in L.A. now, but I'm from Salt Lake City. I moved out here when I was 11.
Right.
Mike, I want you to say hi to the mailman tomorrow in Torrance at the National Sports Grill. The Karl Malone Show will be live 1 to 3. Come on out. Say hi to the mailman. Get up close and personal with the perennial all-star.
Vic, I wish I could. I took my day off from work today. I'd take care of some things, and if I would have known he was at Torrance tomorrow, I would have took the day off tomorrow. But I've got to say hi to him out at the Forum a couple times when he was going to the dressing room. Carl, you're the man. Love you and John. You guys are great. Vic, I remember listening to you for years on Rick D's. But, Carl, you're the man, and my name is Mike Sprague, and I am the biggest Karl Malone fan in the whole world, buddy.
Mike
Believe me.
Sprague,
Thank
you,
Mike.
so much.
Much love there.
A lot of love from La Puente.
Yes, it is.
You see, Carl, I think your fame and really as you really evolutionize and actually grow in front of the L.A. audience, people are responding to you, responding to the flavor, the full flavor that is Karl Malone. David in Salt Lake City. David, say hello on KALL 910 AM to Karl Malone.
How you doing, Carl?
I'm doing fine, David. I don't like the way your voice sounds, so I'm going to prepare for this. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you just called in like I got something to tell him was on my mind.
Bring it, David.
David, you bring it. You just make sure you're on line 7, and I got my finger right here. This is my show, but go ahead, David.
I was listening yesterday, and you said that there was going to be some backlash in regards to Clinton and all of this stuff. And I wanted to tell you why
he must be
some people feel this way.
Yeah.
I look at politicians the way I look at you. There are a lot of good athletes out there. Some have some of the same skills you do, and so forth. Some even have some of the records you do. But I support you. I don't support all the players out there.
Thank you.
Especially the ones that don't have integrity, that don't have hard work, that don't have a good history.
Right.
And there are many players. I look at politicians the very same way. Clinton may have skill. He may have the look or whatever.
Right.
I look at other things.
Okay.
I support you. I wish we could find somebody to run the country
Right.
that would have some of those same core values that you do.
Well, David, you got to realize I'm not saying here that I agree with what President Clinton did. I'm not saying that. But
You have never condoned that. No one condones lying to the American public.
Right, but what I'm saying is enough already.
Yeah.
You know, do what you're going to do. If you're going to impeach him, why go through all the hoopla? Just do it and be done with it, or get on with your life.
Every president has lied to the people, from George Washington to President Clinton. There's no reason for impeachment. Thank you, David.
But we don't do that here on the Karl Malone Show on Extra Sports 1150, and we'll be back in a minute.
The truth in the house.
Yes. We're back in the house with Vic and the mailman on the Karl Malone Talk Show on 1150 Extra Sports AM.
Feeling like the John Stockton of radio. I'm doling out assists, it seems, minute by minute, and proud of it. I think I have about 12 assists so far today racked up.
You know what? I know you got the assist, but give it to the H-bomb. It's the music.
Woo!
You feel the music. Feel the music. Yes. Don't forget tomorrow, everybody, join myself and Victor Brick live from 1 to 3 at the National Sports Grill in Torrance, located at 3210 West Sepulveda in Torrance, or 310-534-5700.
What a great opportunity, Carl, to ask you the question I'm sure millions of basketball fans want to know. How did you come up with the nickname The Mailman?
A young guy in Shreveport, Louisiana, living now, but he was at Sports Information at Louisiana Tech named Teddy Allen. We had to play Northeast University, which was a rival of Louisiana Tech, and we had to play this game to see who go to the NCAA finals. So we was all sitting around one day, and there was an ice storm in Louisiana. Once ice storms come through, nothing happened. And he said, you know what? If you guys were like mailmen, you know, like rain, shine, sleet, or snow, you'd be playing these games. So we played these games. I had a good game. We won. Mailman. Karl Malone was the mailman. Boom, stuck. Been on ever since.
The mailman delivers on a nightly basis. In other words, you cannot be denied.
Well, I don't want to be denied, but they have some joke with it sometimes. The mailman ain't delivering now. And now I always remember that Coyote in San Antonio. He always come out dressed in a mailman suit, and they play Wait a Minute, Mr. Postman. I hate that. Well, I don't hate the Coyote, but anyway.
We have Larry on a car phone. Larry, say hello to Karl Malone.
I am in shock. Vic, it's the 90210 lawyer in the house. I'm ready to drop a bomb here.
Much love to you, Larry, and BH 90210.
Larry,
Now, Vic,
get him. Get him, Larry.
I'm in shock. I'm on vacation for a week. I have no idea my man's coming in the studio. Vic will tell you I paid off a $1,000 charity bet that Vic and I had during the playoffs and the championship games.
I picked the Bulls.
Carl, I got to straighten you out. The man sitting next to you picked Chicago in 6.
Absolutely.
I had to pay him off, me and my lawyer buddies. Carl's my man. For 6 months, all I talk about how the mailman's my man.
Right.
I met him in Salt Lake. He's the guy. He's the main guy. And you're sitting next to a guy who trashed you for a month and a half to me.
I'm in shock.
Absolutely, and Carl understands the history. He and I almost came to blows in the locker room, at the forum, and at the sports arena. Carl and I have a history of hostility, but it was on that incredible day about a month ago when Karl Malone called me on the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, when I said to Carl, I am spiritually cleansing myself of all hostility towards you, and I want to understand who really is Karl Malone.
Okay.
Vic,
Okay,
was
Larry.
I right? Is he not the class guy?
Total. Total class.
Okay, Larry.
A Renaissance man.
Larry, join me in a second. Give me a moment of silence. All right, good. Listen, we can go on from here now.
Let me say one thing. I didn't realize really how knowledgeable, how intelligent, and how a Renaissance man that Carl is, because his knowledge is not only of sports, but of life, and he's turning me around. I'm going hunting and fishing with him next week in Nutty, Arkansas. Can you believe that? I may never come back. You're hunting and fishing next week, right?
You know what? That's what I like about this show. Extra Sports. When you guys say something, you do it. Now we're going live already, live remote, from Arkansas, from Utah. All right.
It's the Karl Malone Show. Joe in Salt Lake City. Joe, say hello to Karl Malone.
Carl, Joe Buses, Salt Lake Buzz.
I know exactly who this is, Joe.
How you do?
How are you doing, Joe?
I am proud of you. You're doing a great job, and you're a man of your word. You could take your word to the bank.
Well, thanks,
I
Joe.
agree with you as far as Salt Lake, 5 or 10 years down the line, could be a big league city.
Thank you. Well, Joe, we talked about you on the show, I think, yesterday about that same scenario, and I have the utmost respect for Joe. I go to his Buzz game, the Triple A, and which is Minnesota Twins farm team, and I go see him all the time and get to talk to him about business. And that's what you have to do. You have to be able to dabble in somebody else's world and understand and go in humble, and guys like Joe have been teaching me the ropes on the baseball.
Well, you've been a great person, and you're a great citizen, and I think you're a wonderful family. You have a wonderful family and a great father, and you take care, and I love you.
Thanks, Joe. I love you too, man.
Take care.
Whole lot of love from Salt Lake City. Joe, the owner of the Buzz AAA team of Minnesota. Like you've been saying, Salt Lake City, a vital, thriving community. It's only a matter of time. A couple of years, they're going to host the Winter Olympics, of course. That'll be a turn-on to the entire world. What a great place to live is Salt Lake.
Well, I don't think you continue to get things awarded to you if you're not a good city or you're not a good state. You know, and you got a lot of people that are doing a lot of great things there. You got great support from all the football arenas. Everybody watch everybody. And I say that because I'm thinking about Coach McBride, because he's been taking a lot of heat at the University of Utah, undeserved heat, like Karl Malone takes sometimes. But we can take it.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the head coach of the women's basketball team at Cal State Northridge, who was dealing crack cocaine in Omaha, Nebraska. We're going to talk about him, and also a shocking story on MJ coming out.
Yes, and we'll be right back on Extra Sports 1150, the Karl Malone Show. Welcome back, everybody, to the Karl Malone Show with his trusty sidekick, Vic the Brick, in the house.
You're
and guess
telling
what?
me.
Guess what?
Tell us.
The music getting better and better every time. Better and better.
Feel it.
Yes. All right. Okay, here's a shocker from Michael Jordan. He announced today to his colleagues that he will retire. Did you hear me?
Say it one more time, please, Carl.
Michael Jordan announced today that he will retire. I think I get everybody now.
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding. It's the different Michael Jordan. It's the one from CBS.
I hear you. You got us all worked up. Yeah, you got
that was a good one, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, worked up.
See, it's a different Michael Jordan, spelled the same way. I'm sure he called himself MJ when he go out and play in the church leagues or something like that. But he announced his retirement and took them all by surprise at CBS today, and not to mention how much he's going to cash in on the stock option that no one's going to talk about how much money he's making tomorrow.
Imagine when he calls a restaurant Michael Jordan 4, like a nice table with a view. He must always get his table.
They probably bust out the autograph, the extra security.
Bring the balls, they open basketballs.
Everything.
Must be nice.
It's probably really nice.
Same with you, Karl Malone, because tomorrow you'll be in Torrance at the National Sports Grill 1 to 3. People may be bringing basketballs tomorrow. You never know.
But you know who's going to be there?
Tell me.
The male men and male women. And you know what? They get free lunch.
Is that going to be incredible or what?
So let me just tell you, L.A. and surrounding areas, okay, particularly in Torrance area, your mail might be late tomorrow, but it ain't my fault.
That's right. All right? All male men, male women. Go see Karl. It's going to be a tremendous, tremendous day. A lot of free stuff. We have tickets up the kazoo. And it's going to be a wild, wild, wild afternoon. Go see Karl Malone. We have 500 tickets.
Yes. Marlboro 500 racing tickets.
Okay, if you're a racing fan, because, Karl, I know you love your trucks. Right. You love your Harleys.
And guess what? I can't get them because this is my show. So they won't let me have them.
No, if you work for the company and now you're in the 1150 family.
Maybe I can be down helping out in the pit crew or something.
That'll be cool.
Okay, because those tires get real sticky. Maybe I can scrape those off. I don't have a job. Well, I do have a job now. I'm sorry. I do have a
job. Tell me this, Karl. Here we are in this 1998. We're on the cusp of the next millennium. And we're all espousing role models and discipline and how your coaches should be a role model for the players, for the athletes. And here we are, Cal State Northridge, a very respectable school in the San Fernando Valley.
Yes.
And their head coach women's basketball team, this Abraham, is arrested for allegedly distributing crack cocaine in Omaha, Nebraska. And why Omaha, Nebraska? Because you can double your profits in Nebraska than San Fernando Valley. So he's allegedly selling coke in Omaha. No matter where he's selling it, can you believe this? Talk about the fabric of leadership disintegrating before our eyes.
Okay, how about this? What are you telling a young guy or a young female athlete what not to do when you do these things? I don't know if you realize this. FBI agents showed up at practice with all his players and arrested him in practice. There we go again. Now, why do he deserve, okay now, who's he selling it to? Probably some young kid.
Kids in Omaha.
Kids in Omaha. So tell me, what kind of role model is that?
It's sick.
It is sick because to me, that right there goes to show you that it is not just at one level that this is at. No one is excluded in this right here. And it goes to show you what they're talking about, special treatment. See a coach get caught for drunk driving. He gets special treatment. Athletes getting special treatments. I don't understand that 21% of the players of the league have serious run-ins with the law. 21%.
You make a very salient point, Karl. How about Leonard Little? Here's a guy drunk, kills someone, and they let him back on the team before Vermeil and the Ram organization came to their senses.
Okay. This is Karl Malone, and this is my show, so I come at you from my point of view. I'm Karl Malone. I'm driving down the road. I've had too much to drink. Boom. Run over somebody, kill an innocent lady going home to see her 15-year-old son and her husband. Should Karl Malone be allowed to play with the Jazz again? Absolutely not. I don't expect to. I'm embarrassed for my actions because not only have I embarrassed myself and my family, but the organization, the state, and everything I believe in. I know some little fans out there. I'm calling it like I see it because you know why? This is my show and I can. Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show in the house. LA 520-1150, elsewhere 888-522-1150 and star 1150 on AirTouch. Let's talk about this winning weight seminar.
Tell me about it, Karl Malone, because never before in the history of Los Angeles sports there's been an assembly of talent of so many superstars and so successful in their fields.
I tell you what, it's one of a kind. It is brought to you by our own Extra Sports, 11:50 a.m. Tickets go on sale November the 7th. These are the people that we have.
Run them down.
Okay. Lou Holtz, Phil Jackson, from my alma mater, Terry Bradshaw, Tommy Lasorda, Jerry West, John Wooden. It's at Tuesday, January 11th.
The 12th, actually.
January the 12th, from 9 to 3 p.m. And it's at all Ticketmasters. And I tell you what, you do not want to miss this show. I'm serious. You do not want to miss this show right here because these guys here have done it. They lived it. Now they speak about it. And if you want to learn anything, Vic, you should go to that.
It's a historic seminar. I want to thank, of course, the Rio Hotel and Casino and LA Cellular for being sponsors of this incredible event, because I've been living in Los Angeles for 11 years now, and never before has there been a seminar quite like this. Yes, you gather a Holtz or Tommy or John or a Phil Jackson, one maybe at a hotel somewhere on a weekend. Never before do you gather them all at one location and build a pyramid of success this way, of course, hosted by Jim Rome,
yes,
who, of course, got you into radio.
Yes, he did.
And this is an amazing, amazing day, Tuesday, January 12th. Why do we speak of it so early? It's only late October, because tickets are going quickly.
Fast, and you need to get your ticket. If you don't get your ticket, you miss the boat.
They go on sale November the 7th. The Winning Way. It is a unique, one-of-a-kind success seminar, and it's going to be wild.
How many times, Vic, do you get this many people at one particular seminar? You got them from all business. These guys have been in business, been at the top of their list in professional sports, and now they're great motivational speakers, and you should always go see them.
Because you are a business leader. You have incredible dealerships, car dealerships. You got the new retail store opening in Boise, Idaho. I'm sure if it was in your area, you would have all your employees go to this seminar just to learn to absorb some of the qualities that made these people so successful.
Well, the thing about it, Vic, it's different. You could be a successful athlete this day and age, and you don't have to do a lot. But you're measured by the person, by what you do away from your profession. It's called seizing the opportunities and doing things that you believe in and speaking your mind. And these guys here, I don't think Lou Holtz have ever had a problem speaking his mind, have you?
I'll tell you, Lou Holtz is a wild man, of course, national championship and a great coach. John Wooden, 10 championships, the amazing record at UCLA. Terry Bradshaw, Super Bowl rings on his fingers. Tommy Lasorda, the ambassador of baseball. Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches of all time. When he was playing with the Knicks, that's when I was like in New York. I was a big-time Knicks fan. I had great respect for Phil's game. Didn't have much talent, you know what? But he hustled. He was relentless. He had those big arms and shoulders and played the great D.
The thing about it, though, Vic, nowadays, you don't have to have a lot of talent if you're willing to work. I'm not sitting here telling you Karl Malone, the most talented person that's playing a game of basketball at Power 4. But I tell you what, you won't outwork me. Because I will work until I can't see, and I will fight till I can't see. Let's go to the phone line.
Breaking news in Salt Lake City. Tyson, say hello to Karl Malone.
Yeah, I called to give Karl an update on that guy up on the roof.
Well, give me that update on that guy on the roof, Tyson.
All right. The update is he's still up there.
What's his name?
His name is Rufus.
Rufus.
How long has he been on top of that roof?
Well, he went up yesterday morning, and he's still up there. He said he ain't going to come down until the lockout is over. He said he's not on the side, I guess, of the players or the management. He's not on anybody's side. He just wants basketball.
Okay, I tell you what, we got a special gift right on the phone now. Rufus on top of the DoubleTree roof in Salt Lake City, whether you believe in any of, you got the airways.
Here's Rufus calling in. Rufus, what are you doing?
Nothing, man. I'm just standing up here on top of the DoubleTree Hotel in Salt Lake City.
Have they fed you, Rufus?
Yeah, they've been treating me pretty well.
Oh, they will treat you really well,
Rufus, why are you on top of the roof?
I just want my Utah Jazz to come back and play a little basketball in this Delta Center I'm standing over here staring at right now.
Okay.
And also, while I'm up here, I want to get a lot of donations for the Utah Food Bank while I'm up here, too.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can help you out with that. We're going to be looking at Utah Food Bank merchandise. I'll tell you what, I know the DoubleTree really well. If you want to support the Utah Food Bank, take this stuff to the DoubleTree, put it in the lobby of the hotel. Just leave it and walk away. No time bombs ticking now, because we will be chucking luggage.
That's right, and there's a big barrel down there that says Utah Food Bank right on in the lobby.
Well, we just gave you some pub here, so you probably might be getting stuff from everywhere.
All right.
Rufus, how long will you be on top of this roof?
I'm going to be on the top of the roof until some sort of settlement is made. You know, I'm not really on the player side or the owner side. I just want basketball back, man. I love the Jazz, and the season's supposed to start coming up pretty soon, and I just want to watch some basketball, go to Dell Center, see a couple games. The vibe of the city is so much better when basketball is out and playing.
Rufus on a rooftop,
and we'll be back right with you with Extra Sports 11:50 a.m.'s
Karl Malone Show.